Hey everyone, so last week Google announced a bunch of new changes to Google Bard, which is their ChatGPT competitor. Now, unlike ChatGPT, Bard does have access to the live internet, so it's actually kind of a closer comparison to Microsoft Bing, which now offers Bing Chat. Bing Chat is powered on GPT-4, which is that ChatGPT language model. So similar to ChatGPT, and if you use the more creative setting on Bing Chat, you're getting kind of that GPT-4 feel in terms of the temperature setting. So we wanted to, and we'll cover the Google Bard and updates in a little bit more detail on the blog in terms of what this means. Google has some really interesting updates on how they plan to update Google search itself. That's going to be separate from Google Bard, which they look at as more of an AI personal assistant role, whereas search will continue to serve as more of a kind of search interface, but with a bunch of new changes coming up in the next few months. So to get started here, we just wanted to take a quick prompt and compare both Google Bard with the more recent changes that have already taken effect. In terms of just kind of an upgraded engine, so to speak, on the back end in terms of the language model that's supporting it. And then also comparing with Microsoft Bing, which again is supported or is built on, I should say, GPT-4, which is the newest language model from OpenAI. So as I'll show here, I'll use the same prompt in both Bard and Bing Chat. I'll give you a quick synopsis of what this longer prompt is. And the reason I want to use this longer prompt is to kind of show the true value here of both Google Bard and Bing Chat in terms of using that access to the live internet. So as you can see here on the left side, you're a helpful US immigration attorney, just received an email from a client. Essentially, you're going to help that client by responding to their email and letting them know the step-by-step instructions for renewing their H-1B visa at the U.S. Embassy in Cairo, Egypt. Now, the goal here, as you can see in the prompt instructions, is to use clear, concise language, essentially giving the language model that Bart's built on the actual instructions that you want it to actually take that and build a sensible, easy to digest email response back to the client. Now, as you can see here, key component is that I've added the URL for the US Embassy in Egypt. So underneath here, I've added some kind of additional instructions and guidance. We'd love to see the embassy address, for instance, and the instructions on how to get there. We'll see if it's also able to pull any embassy-specific application fees or in-country currency specifics. So we'll see what that does, and then we'll also prompt the same on Bing Chat. So let's go and give it a shot on both ends. On Bing Chat, you can see, it'll kind of walk you through and show its work in terms of what it's searching, as well as it actually generating that. And then you'll see here at the bottom, it'll add links for everything that it embeds. Now, on the Google Bard side, you can see, and I'll post the actual full content so you can review in detail, including the prompt. But as you can see here, both are, email format, pretty easy to read. They're using bold fonts. I really like the bullet point list here. Some of this can be obviously changed into your format depending on the prompt, but you can also kind of see how much both Bard and Bing Chat are able to pull or willing to pull from that website that I gave it. Now, on the Google Bard side, it does link to a new link, which is separate from the one that I provided. This one is specific to non-immigrant visas, which the H-1B falls under. So it was able to kind of intellectually analyze and provide a more relevant link to the embassy. Obviously provided a decent summary of what you should be bringing to the appointment. Arrival, kind of giving a breakdown. Again, similar instructions to what you would see from an immigration attorney, but potentially could offer a little bit more. We don't see the embassy address, for instance, or instructions here. Now on the Bing chat side, again, kind of similarly structured in terms of even just the, you'll see kind of the headlines for each of these steps: schedule an appointment versus schedule your appointment, gather your required documents, gather the required documents. As you can see, some of this is being built from, for instance, the USCIS websites and pages on those sites, as well as other information that these language models have been built on and taught on. On Bing Chat, though, interestingly enough, it actually does add that address as we asked in the prompt, and it links to that so that you can look it up. Add some, kind of additional flavor in terms of the instructions. I would argue these are really helpful. This is kind of setting the tone for the appointment in a way that you would like to pass along to your client. So kind of an interesting breakdown. And again, like I said earlier, it also summarizes at the bottom the links specifically that it had referenced while generating this content. It also adds some follow-up questions for you that can generate some additional content. So kind of a useful breakdown so far. We'll see how both of these tools evolve over the next few months, but both kind of have a bit of an upper hand compared to ChatGPT in terms of that internet access. Looking forward to making more of these videos.